So this weekend I can't get out, do any wild camping or anything like that because I've got a dog sit. Imagine that, me dog sitting. Yeah, I've got to look after my dogs this weekend. My partner's away. So I thought, what sort of video can I bring to the channel what will make a lot of sense further on through the year? And I thought, you know what, I'm going to show people my new Pomoly hot tent and stove that I got. Now, I'm not saying I paid for this. Pomoly sent me this out for free, so you will see paid promotion up here. So basically, they'll just send me some art and they'll see you mind showing this on your channel to your followers, hoping they'll get some sort of sales through my video. I'll show you one of my dogs, since we're dog sitting. Come here. This is Bear. Everyone say hello to Bear. Hello everybody. Yeah, a little friendship. We've got a white one as well. Go on, mate, you gotta do what you're doing. Right, I'm gonna start getting the stuff set up, starting with the mega 3 to 5 person hot tent. So I think in this video we are going to be seeing a lot of Bear, since we want to get involved, don't we? So do remember, I am on my council estate, so noise I can't help. That's what I'm looking for. Tent pegs. See how big and bulky these things are. Wow, look at the size of them for a tent peg. They need to be strong. It's quite a big hot tent in it, so nice big tent pegs there. Yeah, you get quite a lot of them as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, you get 16 of these large tent pegs. Yeah, there, mate. There. You okay? Right, so I've opened the tent. We do get an inner, so it's half inner. And then you get your pole for the centre of the hot tent. And you get a stove jack cover. Now I'm not sure if it's just a spare one or you have to put that in yourself. I'm hoping there's already one placed in it. Right, let's get this sorted out. We use the inner last, and then the stove jack cover. We get this set up, get it all going, and then we'll have a look at the stove. What we, mate? Yeah. You know, with equipment like this anyway, it's always best that it's set up in your garden first. Try it out overnight, just in case there's any problems. You wouldn't want just for taking it out somewhere, woodland, anywhere like that, and then you find out there's a problem. Then it's always best, if possible, to set up in a garden. And anything's wrong with it, you're not putting yourself in danger when you're out and about, especially these stoves as well. Yeah, they're not tested. That's something I do know, but they're well made. But that don't mean anything cannot be wrong with them. So there's a bit of a surprise. I expected the inner pole to have that bungee cord through it, but you don't have that. You have to connect the pipes together yourself. And I think these ones here has got a rubber cap there, and the other one's got it there. So I do believe that is the top and the bottom. So you have to start connecting it together like that. And just continue feeding it with these poles until you get to the top one. You'll need it full length, so every one of your poles, I guess, are going to have to fit in anyway, aren't they? I don't think you're going to have like one spare. Not with this tent. There we go. And your next one Now there's something on this one, I'm not sure, is it the top or the bottom? Oh, you've got an extension one here. Oops. See all these here? So you do have like loads of little holes. So I presume we have to go to the top one. I don't know what these are for. I don't understand that. And is this here? What's this for? I wonder if that's what the inner attaches to. Let's get it set up and we'll have a better look here. Right, so the canvas hot tent is up. The top of the tent in place as well. The pole banging in the centre where it needs to be. Now here is the inner of the hot tent. I like the idea of this, especially in winter time. We want to separate yourself from all the stove and everything. You can just lock yourself in your inner part of the tent. Plus, if you've still got a lot of bugs, it seems to be like an half mesh, half this noisy material size. Got a bit of flex to it as well. I'm impressed with that. But this has got a little bit wet because it is raining outside, as you can tell. Right, let's get this in place and I'll let you see it. So just at the back where your bed's going to be, at your bedroom let's say, you've got an air vent there to help the air flow through. Probably just to cool your tent down a little bit if it gets too hot. By the looks of it, you can close the vent a little bit, but I'd say have it open anyway to keep the temperature at a nice steady heat. So we're going to pull the tent out with all the guidelines just to make it a little bit more shape here, and it also gives you a bit more space on the inside. But the problem is these are way too long for my garden. This is a massive hot tent, so we've got a slight wind, so I think I can get away with this just for the video. But you can see there, once you pull it, see how it sort of pulls it all out here. So like I say, it pulls it a bit more out, and plus it gives it the strength in the wind. And it's attached, there's a little ring there, just, I think you can see it, can't you, a little ring as it moves up and down like so. But yeah, it's way too big for this garden. I didn't realise it was that big. But this is the best thing about it. Test your stuff in your garden if possible. Then you learn for when you're out and about with the equipment. The inner of the tent is a bit of a problem as well, really. So I think I might tell you about that, just in case you've got one and you want to set it up, or you're thinking about buying this sort of hot tent. So do you remember earlier when I were on about the pole had a load of different little holes in? That is a setting, a level setting. So if you have the inner up in the tent, you can see how it's slightly baggier there like that. So you've got a lot more room for that to touch the ground. This should be on ground level. So what you do with that pipe is you just connect it to the level that you need. If you're not using the inner, then you can have it more of a T-piece, so you've got more room to stand up. But if you want in the inner, you've got to sort of make the tent wider by having it on a less setting on the pipe, so you can pull it right out so the inner goes in place. Like I say, if you're not wanting to use it like that and you want room to move around, so I can stand up in it very easily now, then it's best to have it a bit higher. But that's something I'm glad I made this video and learnt that now about. So over there in the bedroom side, you can see it's got a zip. That's where the air vent was. So if it gets a bit warm through the night, you can open that zip up and the airflow would come in. So that's a very nice way. I do like that, and I think Bear is absolutely liking the tent as well. Like I say, you've got all this room here at the bottom like this. This needs to be lower, I reckon. It needs to be a lot lower, so that means you'd have to have the tent out a little bit wider. That's what all the holes are in that pipe, like I said. But that's no to worry about. In winter time, I don't think you'd need to have this in place. You could just use something on the ground sheet, on the floor as a ground sheet for coverage, and you get the whole area of this hot tent to use. So earlier in the video I ran about the stove jack cover. What's that area there? So you do need to put this stove jack cover in place and cut it yourself. quite easy to do. Just put the Velcro to the Velcro, place it in like that, and that, my friends, is how it's done very easily. And like I say, you get a knife or maybe a pair of scissors at home and just cut an X in it and stick your stovepipe through it. What I like as well about this hot tent is it's got two doors. So one here what's open, what's allowing all the light to come in, and then you have another door just here, the zip, and you can pull that over so you can make a through area if you needs be. I think that is, you know, I think that is really decent, that actually. Especially if it's a normal day and you just want to do a bit of cooking on your stove and stuff. So all the information about this tent, hot tent, I will put in the description below. Sizes, the lot, just so you get a full understanding of the size of it. But it is one that I will use this winter coming. Like I say earlier in the video, I want to do a lot of hot tent camping this year. So a lot of decent cooking. I've got some good stoves that I want to use. I want to see exactly what we can cook. You know, experiment with the cooking videos and stuff as well as we're camping away. Right, I'm just going to quickly show you a little bit of the stove. One other thing as well on the tent is these little tie out points, so you can use another one of your pegs there just to pull it out a little bit more if it's really windy. Or like I say, this will be needed anyway, because where your stovepipe is behind here, you want to pull this out as further as you can to give your tent a little bit of distance between the stove. But the snow skirts really work well. You see all the rain build up here. A bit more about what I meant is, so this here, because your stove jack covers there, your stove's going to be behind there, your pipe's going to be coming through, you want this to be pulled away from the stove as much as possible. So this will do it. Your next one, like I say, if you do this as well, you're going to give yourself a bit of distance there. You really don't want to start scorching the material from the heat of the stove. Couple of air vents there, one at this side, one at the next side, and then the hood part, what you see there, that clips on to the tent like that. But this side here seems to have one missing, but it's not what you can't do yourself. That's where your inner sleeping area connects. Then you can pull this just to make it a little bit more tighter, but it's on its tightest it can go now anyway. That's the pole that we're on about with different settings. So the stove is here. This is a really good small stove. It does weigh 15 kg, so it is slightly heavier. It all zips down like this, and then you can just get the stove out. Tell you what I'll do, I'm going to save this for another video. And why I'm going to save it for another video is obvious, because the stove has got a lot to show you. I want to have a fire in it, I want to show you it burn. They've put some on the stove as well, so the front of the glass does not soot up when you're burning stuff. It can build up a soot, so all the glass basically goes black. They've put some on there where that stops it. So I just feel like a separate video for this stove will be a better idea instead of making this video way too long. So if you want to see more, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. If you want to see me using this hot tent in the winter times and all the ones I've got, please do consider subscribing as well. I do upload normal camping videos as well, and bush box stoves and stuff like that, so there's a lot to watch. You can press this here by subscribing to the channel. I'll share another hot tent camp video up there so you got an idea of what I mean if it's the first time you see my channel. But most of all, thanks for watching. This tent is massive. I can't pull it out properly in this garden.